Alright, we're going over a quick tutorial on how to use the QUOTA, the newest predator call in the lineup for the Born and Raised Call Company. This is a pretty easy call to use, but you can make one big mistake when using this call, and that's overblowing it. This is a very soft blowing call. You don't have to blow very hard. It's pretty simple, but there's a couple things you want to think of when you're doing it. So let's get into it. So this is a fawn in distress call, and obviously we're wanting to mimic the noise that a fawn makes when it's in distress or looking for its mother. If you've ever heard a fawn, we've done a lot of research and listened to a lot of fawn noises. A fawn sounds a lot like a human baby. When it cries, it says wah, wah. So that's the noise we're trying to make. I'm going to use my hand to open up as I blow when I blow this call, as like if this is the mouth of the fawn saying wah. You don't want to close completely, but have your hand a little bit closed, having a gap right there. And then when you start to blow, open, and you can hear the difference that sound makes. I'll go without versus, so you hear it kind of says wah. That's the noise you're looking for. So the next thing you're going to want to do is control the airflow. So when you blow into this call, it's a light breath, just like that. You don't need to, you're not blowing a duck call. So a light blow in, the modulation comes with your hand movement, and you start it easy and end it easy. Signs that you're blowing it too hard is if it starts getting raspy or you start getting a crack in the call. Hear that? We don't want that noise. We want a nice even tone. There's two main sounds that I like to make with this call. It's the basic wah, and you can do that in like a little bit of a higher or lower tone. And you can make it a longer or shorter noise. Or a, both of those are useful, and fawns make both of those noises. The next noise you want to make is a little bit more urgent. If you see a bear or your target animal that you're calling in and it's kind of losing interest or not showing a lot of interest in the call, you can get a little more urgent with it and start making that fawn sound like it's in distress or pain. And you'll add a little more air pressure, but that's really the only difference you're going to make. And you can add frequency to the call too. So how we use this call for a predator set, most of the time we're calling in bears with it. That's why there's a picture of a bear, and it does really well with bears, but you can also call in coyotes, bobcat, foxes, any predator that likes to eat fawns. When we're doing a call set, generally what we'll do is we'll do a few relaxed kind of sounds with a little space between, and then we'll wait for 5 or so minutes. So we'll call for a minute to 2 minutes and wait for 5 or so minutes. So that would kind of go like, and I'll turn my head to project the noise in different directions. And then you'd give it about 5 minutes and then call again. And you should go through a few of these repetitions, and after about 20 minutes or 30 minutes of a set, wherever your timeline is, then call it, head to the next set. So one of the main reasons we developed this call was because we were seeing a lot of bears when we were deer hunting. But bears are really transient and they move a lot and they're hard to get on, especially in the fall. They're not just in one spot and gorging themselves in food. So this is a very effective tool. When you see a bear or a coyote or something and it hasn't seen you yet, call to it. That's one of the reasons we made this call. You will call the thing to you. 9 times out of 10, they'll come straight to you. If they haven't winded you and they don't know you're there, if you see a bear or you see a predator, you can call to them and they'll just come straight to the noise. So don't be afraid to call them after you've seen them.